say hello to locals and have a listen to what people have got to say.
The islands before me?
I have.
Good.
Normally by Tinny.
Oh, right. That's good. That's good. What would you like to know about Bix?
Probably, I think overall, if you could just give me the scope of how Bix helps the community.
Well, Bix is the Bayislands Community Services is a non-charitable organisation. We're an entity beyond ourselves, but we come under the banner of Careers Employment Australia. And in actual fact, after about 3 or 4 months, we started to get feedback about Transnet saying that it was cheaper than what they actually first expected. Yeah. And that was great to have that positive feedback.
It took a year for the inter-isle and the free inter-isle, and it really took a year for that to, oh, gee, it's free.
Jackie, this is Matthew.
Hello. How are you? You too. You too. This is our little nursery on Russell Island.
Yeah, it's really looking good too. From what's happened in the last, 6 months?
Yeah.
Building something really good. So which is excellent.
It's one of the longest running businesses on the island too, almost 20 years.
Debbie Wilson, Matthew.
Hello.
Hi, Debbie.
Nice to
You
meet
can do the pronunciation.
McEachan.
McEachan. So Matthew was elected on Saturday.
Yeah. So what have you been up to prior to doing this?
Well,
not that this is. I'm just interested to know actually, because I don't really know anything about you.
most of my working life, I've been a professional motorcycle riding instructor.
Yeah.
Actually started that in the Northern Territory, with the Department of Transport and Works, and I was an instructor and licensing officer there. And I came back to Queensland and sort of got involved in my own business, motorcycle riding school, and sort of went head first into that for many years, for about 10 years. And I was part of that. I was the president of the Australian Rider Trainers Association in Queensland, a voluntary position, and went and worked for Andrew Laming, who I didn't know at the time. I just rang him up and said, I'm looking for some work, and he said, when can you start?
Yeah.
And so
That started off on a whole brand new career. Yeah, absolutely.
So I was just assistant electorate officer, just helping out. I've worked with all community groups right across Redlands in that role for 7.5 years, and then I really wanted to work on the state campaign in 2012, and I had some personal motivation for that because my daughter broke her leg, and I took her up to Redlands Hospital, and it was there was no room for her to lay her down. There's no stretchers, no beds, so I had to sit and hold her and with her leg broken just beneath the knee.
I think a lot of people have had a similar experience.
And so I made a promise to myself that I'd do whatever. I didn't. Like, the staff were great. They were just doing the best they could, and they just didn't have the resources.
To back it up.
Yeah, so I made a promise primarily to my daughter and to myself that I'd do what I could to make some change, and I felt for me helping get rid of the state Labor government was the first place to start, and now this is another part of that journey. So
good luck.
I was up at the hospital yesterday actually. We just announced 10 new beds for short stay. Currently a senior advisor to the Premier.
Probably one, because we live on, we've just been talking about that, is how important the transport situation is. Very, very important. So, and
this business is actually part of like a transport group. In this area, we have this ferry service, barges, Stradbroke ferries, and Stradbroke ferries going to Cleveland, going to Stradbroke Island. So Bits is now part of the transit network. We were taken into the network in July 2013. There is a trial period of 2.5 years. Yeah, so it's going quite well.
Yeah. And the inter-island travel.
Yeah, well, that's a deal with Redlands City Council. They do some funding towards inter-island travel.
Wayne? Matthew? Hello, Wayne. How are you? So at 1600 hours, do you have gin and tonic, G&Ts? Gin and tonics?
No,
That's very civilised.
We wait.
G&T's at 1600.
Civilised.
It's exceptionally civilised. I know exactly. It's root the sky.
Yeah.
Bush
Well, he's not going to have much time for bush poetry.
No, I
now,
know.
You've got to make time for it.
Well, I'll tell you what,
We've got
though.
plenty of that, though, here, bush.
Once you've been in there for about 12 months, you'll have plenty of material to write.
Yeah.
You'll have heaps of material. Yeah, that's fantastic, isn't it?
Give us a couple of your lines on your poetry, on that.
I've got one which is probably more appropriate for the islands. It's the sails fluttered, the skipper muttered, twin bows cut the brine. Canvas with ease caught the breeze and we sailed on sunshine. The scene was set where waters met, turtles and dolphins dove. Canvas with ease caught the breeze and we sailed by mangroves. Crabs clicked where ripples licked and flew kites of Bremenai.
Talking
Does that
about
mean a
here.
better boat ramp?
No,
A boat ramp
a
would do.
separate boat ramp to
A-
where the barge
a
comes
dinghy, a dinghy landing.
Yep.
in. A separate one. Yeah, it would
Well,
be
a dinghy
fantastic.
landing.
It would be great, wouldn't it?
When even if you put your, that's the only way we can get the water on the
Yeah,
pond.
just little floating ponds around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just something simple. Oh, if you launch your boat there,
Yes.
what do you do once you launch it?
Well, you
There's
can't.
nowhere to put it.
That's right.
There's nowhere to hold it.
You
There's
drag-
nowhere to get your tip onto it.
What you do is you drag it up the concrete ramp and then you go and park your car with the trailer on it. By the time you've
half mile up there.
half mile, right. And by the time you get back to your boat,
boat's
the
ready.
barge has been through and a big wave's taken it out and it's about where that blue yacht is. You've got to swim through. So it's not
And if you
It's not a good-
do step off
the edge.
ramp, you cut your feet in
Yeah, oyster
barnacle.
shells.
It's just really, I mean, that's our only access, only point of exit and entry to the island.
Right.
Took you down to Pierhaven, right at the end of Pierhaven, and this is where that house is. You can see the distance there. There's nothing. Now the original plan was for, and this is private property, and there's a road there, and the original plan was for this to be to go across from here, meeting up with here and running across to Lucas Drive. To do this, it becomes, well, virtually becomes one island.
Yep.
As far as population goes. Still got your identity and still got all the rest of the stuff, but when it comes to services, which are very, very expensive.